Hi guys, and today I've got for you the Kia Picanto. Now the Picanto has been around since 2004 and the latest generation, which is the third generation, came out in 2017. Now in 2020 they gave it a little bit of an update, some enhancements, and the thing that we're going to be looking at is the 66 brake horsepower, just 66 brake horsepower, 1 litre, 3-cylinder engine in this car. It has 96 pounds-foot of torque. It's capable of 0 to 62 miles per hour in 14.1 seconds. Don't switch off. It actually does feel a bit better than that on the go, as we'll find out later on. Top speed they claim is 100 miles per hour. I think you'll be lucky. You need to be going downhill with a tailwind to get to that. But they also claim fuel consumption of 58.9 combined miles per gallon. Well, I've seen 66.6, so that's easily achievable. CO2 emissions is 110 grams per kilometer. Now, these start at about 11,500 pounds and they go up to just under 16,000 pounds. The two top spec cars are 99 brake horsepower cars. The other thing I should mention is that it's also now got a 5-speed manual, and the automatic is a kind of semi-automatic, but this one's a manual that we're going to be trying here. This one is actually number 2 in the model lineup, so it's the second one up from the base model. So it's a pretty basic car, but still reasonably well equipped, as you'll find when we get inside the car. Only 12,500 pounds. Yeah, brand new car, 12,500 pounds. So that'll be really interesting to try this car and see what it's like, both in terms of practicality. So we're going to do the whole thing. We'll check out the boot. I'm going to see if I fit in the back, I'll fit in the front, and then of course we're going to take it for a little bit of a drive. I think the thing is absolutely adorable. If you're gonna get a little Kia Picanto, get it in a bright color like this yellow, because it really stands out and it makes you smile in the morning. So, you know, little cars are fun. Why not choose a fun color? I think this is spot on for this car. So we're going to be doing all of that. Before we get into any of that, make sure that you're subscribing to youtube.com/browncarguy. Make sure you follow me on browncarguy.com, and of course follow me on all the social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and even on TikTok. Just search for my hashtag. It is of course #browncarguy. And if you enjoy my content, then you can also sponsor it and support it at patreon.com/browncarguy. I'll tell you more about that at the end of the video. Cool, let's get into this. Quite distinctive even at the back here, isn't it, with these massive tail lights that it's got on it. Anyway, let's check out the boot, and as you can see, it's not bad for a little car. You could probably get maybe 3 of those sort of roll-on type smaller suitcases, maybe one of the bigger suitcases. So that's pretty much all you get back here. Now underneath here, there is a little cavity. There is no space saver or spare wheel, but there is a little bit of space. Obviously there's a tire repair kit, but there is a little bit of space here for squashy bags and for hiding stuff if you need to do that. And if you do need extra room, you can of course drop these seats, and they go pretty much flat all the way down. And that gives you a fair bit of extra room. So reasonably practical for a car of this size, although I wouldn't be planning any trips to IKEA or anything like that. Let's see what the rear passenger space is like, especially for somebody of my size. Right, let's do this. This is actually literally, for me, that's quite good. The belt doesn't get caught up when I put that back. This is literally the first time for me getting into the back of this car. This driving seat is set for my driving position. I am 6'2" with long legs. Let's see if I can manage this. Oh, okay. Well, I managed to get in, that's for sure. I kind of fit, but to be frank, it's a bit tight. My knees are pressing right up against the back of that seat. I'm using all of the available space that I have here with this squashy seat back. And down here, that's not comfortable because that bar along the bottom is right up against my shins there, so that's not comfortable at all. There is plenty of room for my feet. That's no problem. So that's something, I suppose. But having said that, headroom is just about okay. I don't think I could wear a top hat, but I'm just about alright in this car. Back here you don't get anything but a cup holder. You do get pockets, and of course you get Isofix Chelsea anchor points. You don't get an armrest, and you do get adjustable headrest though. You know, to be honest, good windows, so plenty of space that way, so you're not going to feel claustrophobic or anything like that. But on the other hand, I think that for somebody of my size, so if you're looking at 4 tall adults in a car like this, that I don't think would work. If you're looking at sort of more normal size adults, I think you could get away with it for short journeys. I could do this for a short journey, but I certainly couldn't tolerate this more than 30 minutes or something like that. That would really start to hurt. So about as practical as you could expect for a really small car, but occasional use by adults possible, by children no problem at all. Let's see what the front is like. Let's see if I can get out. Oh, not too bad. Right then. Oh yes, this is much more like it. No issues at all. Plenty of room in the front here. Now, one of the things you can see is that it is quite a basic dashboard, and not only is it basic in that sense, but it is also basic in the sense that it needs a traditional key, which is this one, and that's what you need to start it up. So let's start it up and see what you get. The key, there is the ignition there. Over here you've got traction off. Traction off. Why would you ever turn traction off in this little car? Although having said that, maybe I should try it. And you got your oh, look at that tire pressure thing. You can adjust the lights. You've got electric lights, electric mirrors, sorry, and electric wing mirror, and of course central locking. On here, I'll show you what that is. Well, over here you get wipers and you get lights, including automatic lights. So let's start it up and you'll see what actually you get. I do like, actually, I haven't been able to show you so over here you get this system check thing, which is kind of cool. Oh, stereo, but when you first get into the car, it does a nice little graphic display, which I'll try and insert later into the video to welcome you as a Kia. Now over here you control this from this here, so you can go down to the things. There's 60.6 miles per gallon. 60 miles per gallon is what I've had so far, and 30. This is the current drive info as well that it gives you. So you go into the menu here and you've got door, light, sound, convenience, all the rest of it. So sound, press OK, welcome sound. Actually, why is that off? Let's turn that back on again. Back. So you got all of these things here that you can actually do. So that's quite handy. And also you can even change it to kilometers per hour if you wanted to. There's your range. It shows you above, shows you the outside temperature, and it shows you your mileage that the car has done. This is a relatively new car. I've put a couple of 100 kilometers on it myself. Steering is quite nicely done. It has got remotes here for the sound system, so that's the phone, and then the phone can be Bluetooth to this. I'll come to this in a minute, and of course you can volume control and stuff for the stereo. So this thing here, that I don't think I have reviewed a brand new car without a big digital touchscreen or any big digital screen since 2007 maybe. So it's it's very unusual to get a little dot matrix display like this. Maybe in a truck or something. I probably tested it in a modern car. But like I said, this is the second one up from base model, and they give you this. Now, if you think about it, really, that will Bluetooth to your phone. It gives you the stereo. You've got DAB radio on there. What more do you actually need? In fact, well, what more you need is one of these. So I've had to stick one of these up here so that I can basically put my phone up there and use the sat nav and stuff when I want to. And that's pretty much all you need, really. Let's be absolutely honest. You don't need, nowadays with everybody's got a smartphone, you don't really need that touchscreen. If you can plug it into somewhere to charge it, which you can because you've got one USB in this car, but you also have a power supply, then that's all you really need, isn't it? So stereo is okay, it's not too bad, it's all right. A nice bit of styling in here, very, very basic down here. Again, not exactly climate control, but it does have the all-important AC. In fact, I'm going to turn that on now. You see, there you go, it comes on, and you basically just, you can set recirc and stuff like that. So it's, again, and your demist for the rear window. So basically, again, all you really need, this is really down to what do you actually need. You have a little tray there where you can put a phone and stuff, or you can put it down there. You've got little cup holders here. Now this is clever. Watch this. I like this. You press this. Look at that. Isn't that neat? So that I'm easily pleased. So that little thing can come around. You can just put it back in there. Or there's one on this side as well. You press that, and then you got cup holders that actually will hold your cup, so that's quite good. So there you got start, stop, off. So when it comes to a halt and save fuel when you stop. Manual gearbox, 5-speed, as I've said. I like the positioning of the pedals. It's very easy to heel and toe in this car. You've got a little cubby there, and you've got a traditional handbrake. Now, what else has this car got? This is the spec. Should just mention it's less than 974 kilogram. This car. So this is, like I said, number 2 Kia Picanto 2 1-liter DPI ISG. It's got 14-inch alloy wheels, body colored mirrors and exterior door handles, daytime running lights, headlight leveling device, that's the one over there, premium black cloth upholstery, sliding and reclining front seats. Also, I should say that the steering is it's adjustable, but it's adjustable only for rake, not for reach. Reach would have been nice, but but it's okay. It's not too bad. We've got a 4-speaker audio system. We've got Bluetooth. We've got ABS, electronic stability control, so an electronic brake assist, brake force distribution, brake assist system, torque vectoring brake assist, straight line stability. And that might explain when we find later that we actually feel this car is astonishingly stable, even at speed. It's also got forward collision avoidance assist, emergency stop signaling, motor-driven power steering, hill start assist. So when you come off the brake pedal when you're uphill, the car will hold on for a little, just for a while, before allowing you to move off without using the handbrake, which you can do because it's got a proper handbrake in it. Tire pressure monitoring, ISOFIX child seats, so all the rest of it. So overall, then, not a bad little car in terms of the space, the comfort, and the reality of all that you really need in a small city car that it is. What's it like on the go? Let's find that out next. So here we go, we find ourselves on some country roads in the little 66 horsepower Kia Picanto with the 5-speed gearbox. Now, I've been driving this around town a lot, as you'd expect. It is perfectly suited to the city. It is compact, it is narrow, good visibility around. Even without the reversing camera, it doesn't really matter because you can look over your shoulder and you see the back of the car. All-round visibility is good, mirrors are good, not an issue. You're sitting relatively sort of upright in this car, so you're looking well around you, it's not a problem. Controls are light and easy, brakes are well judged. The gearbox is really actually quite a joy to use. It's got just the right amount of notchiness, you never really miss a gear. Maybe the throws are a bit long, but then it's not meant to be a sports car, so they're probably judged about right. So around town, and it just fits into any gap, it's no problem at all. Out on the motorway, which I've just done, at the legal limit, there's a bit of road noise, there's a bit of wind noise, but it's not excessive. It's not like intolerable. There's a little bit of the car bobbing around a little bit as it just tries to cope with the more subtle undulations of a motorway tarmac. But it's not bad. It's it'll cruise. It's fine. And you think it's not. You can see that it's not meant for that because it's 5 speeds only. And you think 6-speed, well actually having said 6-speed, I was getting well over 66.6 miles per gallon at one point on the longer run. So that's pretty good fuel economy. Even now it's showing 64 miles per gallon. So that's actually not bad at all. No cruise control on the car, so that's another way that that it's not really designed for motorway cruising. But having said that, it stood its ground. It wasn't buffeted around too much or any issues like that. It cruised relatively comfortable. The seat base cushion could be a little bit better for longer journeys. But you know what? It wasn't tiresome. It wasn't annoying. Yeah, the stereo was having a little bit of a fight with the ambient noise to make itself heard. But it's all right. You can turn up the bass and stuff on it. It's an adequate stereo. So it will do the long distance run without any issue whatsoever on the motorway. not ideally suited to it, but it will do it, and it will save you quite a bit of money because that is very economical. Again, you know, for a regular engine car. So aside from that, very good around town, basically spot on. Great, well, reasonable on the motorway. But what's it like when you get to fun little roads where you need to eke out every ounce of its performance? Well, we're about to find out. One thing I have found is that the pedals are perfectly placed for heel and towing. I mean, very, very easy, very close together, on the right sort of level, but no issues whatsoever. Really, really good. Actually encouraging you to do that. And actually you get quite a smooth change if you do that on this car. So here we are. So you know what? It's a momentum car because it takes a while to build up the momentum. But once you've got the momentum, boy, it does move and it's flowing along very nicely. But the thing about it is that, you know, you think it's a little car and you'd be like, oh, okay, you know, but actually it feels pretty stable. Yeah, you can see that it is moving around. It is, you know, sideways. It's sort of, it just, you know, it's a upright sort of car, so it's moving like that a little bit, but it's not excessive. I mean, here's a fast corner, turning into it, no issue. You know, very, very smooth, holds on the road very well, and you know, stable enough to give you enough reassurance that, you know, it's not going to do anything untoward or anything silly. But the grip is pretty good. The handling is pretty much neutral. You can adjust it on the throttle, so that's quite good, but generally it's fine. I mean, like now we are in third gear and I've got my foot on the floor. There's not a lot more to come, so you literally, and you've got an indicator telling you to shift up, and it's not wrong because you might as well shift up, because when it reaches the limit of what it's got, then it's reached the limit. There isn't really any more. The idea is to work with what you've got, to work with what it is giving you, which is, you know, enough to actually not only make good progress on quicker roads like this, but actually to make them quite enjoyable as well. Yeah, I mean, so fourth and fifth gear, I mean, you're not going to get a lot of acceleration in that, so you do really have to work the gears to get the best out of the car. But having said that, I mean, you know, like again now, like even a slight incline and I'm going down into third, and yeah, in third, okay, now we're moving, now we're chugging along. Otherwise I'm in danger of being caught up by other traffic. But you know, the advantage of cars like this is that you know, you can be having more fun because you are driving them you know, harder and to their limit, but not actually going that fast, so it's actually okay, you know, that's quite enjoyable. The steering actually is reasonably well weighted. I mean, obviously they've made it quite light for the city, but having said that, I mean, now here there's a little, you know, has about that much of play, which is okay, that's acceptable. But the weighting is all right. It's not too bad. It's acceptable. And here's the thing about the steering, is that it's actually surprisingly accurate and responsive, you know, and the car, as you can see, holds on well there, you know, round the corner. Like I said, you could say tending towards understeer, but really quite neutral, and actually adjustable on the throttle as well, so you can just, you know, adjust the attitude of the car a little bit when you know, really chucking it around. So the brakes, again, very linear, very smooth, no problem. Slight sponginess right at the beginning, but not really an issue. But again, you know, this is not a sports car. This is not meant to do what I'm trying to get it to do. So that's really on me. So other than that, it's actually really good at what it's capable of doing. Let's give it some acceleration. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, we're moving now. 5,500 RPM. Building up again, building up again. There you go. It took a while to get up to any sort of speed there, but once you're up to speed, you're up to speed, so that's fine, you know. And again, like I said, the gears are nice to work with, so it's not a chore. It's not really that much of an issue. I guess the thing to say about this car is that it's a small car. It's a very small car, but when you're doing this sort of stuff, if you remember with older small cars, that would be quite unnerving. It would be quite unsettling because the cars just wouldn't be suited to it. And you know, they wouldn't be, if you like, grown up enough or mature enough to cope with speeds and corners and stuff like this. But this car feels very grown up. It feels very mature. You know, it feels very well developed and competent enough to do this. So you're not like, oh my God, you know, when you're doing like 40 miles an hour, like, oh my God. It's like, no, it's absolutely fine. 50, 60, you know, not an issue whatsoever. So in that sense, they've done a really good job to basically evolve this formula and to give it this level of competency. There we go, fourth gear, chucking it through some corners, just flowing very, very nicely. It just settles nicely, so it turns in and then it just kind of settles, you know. Really, really good. Yeah, bit of a sharp corner here. Oh, very nice. Look at these set of corners that we've got here. And just the snake, you know, just even getting towards the limit. Yeah, and just lifting off does the trick. A little bit dab on the brakes to get it back in again, but yeah, not too much understeer, not too much of an issue. Wow, nice road, and cars, yeah, over the crest, turning in, smooth turn in there, no problem at all. Yeah, now we're flowing, very, very good indeed. Yeah, that was good. Body doesn't move around like you'd expect it to. You'd expect it to be leaning and pitching, but it doesn't do any of that. It's remarkably grown up for a cheap little car. Yeah, it's almost like leaning into the corner, it feels like. It's probably the camber of the road, but it's extraordinary that it has that kind of sensation. So overall then, this is an astonishingly good car. Value for money, off the scale. Drivability, look again, like heel and toe there, no issues whatsoever. Drivability, so good around town, but not bad on the motorway, and pretty entertaining when it comes to places like this. So there you go then. Overall, a thumbs up for the little Kia Picanto. If you can live without, you know, some of the things that we've now become used to, some of the comfort features in modern cars, then, you know, you're doing all right. Actually, you can get those. You'll have to pay a little bit more. At that point, you've got to start to think about the value proposition. But at this end of the market, very, very good indeed. Let me know what you think of the car in the comments above below and elsewhere. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. And you know what? Leave a comment and share it if you can. And of course, you're subscribing, right? To youtube.com/browncarguy. Of course, also to browncarguy.com. And follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and even on TikTok. Just search for my hashtag. It is hashtag browncarguy. And you know what? If you enjoy my content, you can sponsor it as well. And you can do that at patreon.com/browncarguy. And your name will appear like these gentlemen coming up here on my content at the end of the videos, in my written text, and on some of my Instagram posts. And that's a reach of what, 350,000 views in total on my YouTube channel, 2,000 plus subscribers, nearly 8,000 followers on Instagram. So you know what, if you have something to promote, you're most welcome to do that, and you can do that from as little as £2 or $2 a month, the price of buying me a coffee. You do that, right? And you can join this incredible lineup coming up on the screen, which of course includes Muhammad Humaid over in UAE, Partha Srinivasan in India, Tom Conway Gordon here in the UK, Isaac Boshard over in America, Reza Adil here in the UK, also Muhammad Qasim here, Siraj Abbasi here, Mark Waddell in Canada, Zaka Kogiani over in America, and a dear childhood school buddy of mine, Shaheer Hakki, also over in America. See your name coming up here. Just head over to patreon.com/browncarguy, and I'll see you all in the next video.